there's a lot of reasons to back Kickstarter campaigns. Sometimes we gravitate towards the people behind the projects. Other times we gravitate towards the beautiful craftsmanship involved. Sometimes we just want to make our collections grow by 1 or 2 decks. But today we're going to talk about the top 3 reasons to back a Kickstarter campaign. And spoiler alert, I think we're all going to say the same thing. But it's important because it's really going to drive in the point to anybody watching out there who might be interested in one day making a Kickstarter campaign of their own, or to people who are backing out there. It gives a voice to what that sensation that you're feeling. That's something that you can relate to. But yeah, that's why I back Kickstarter campaigns. So I'm going to let Chris Hage go first and talk about, his top 3 kind of reasons, top 3 real things that really make him gravitate towards a campaign.
Yeah, so I think you're right. I mean, we're going to say pretty much the same thing, but maybe from a different perspectives and why we end up with those same 3 reasons. So I've backed about 150 projects, playing card projects. And the first thing I look for is the artwork. I think that's first and foremost. It's got to look good. I'm a collector, so I want to. I like what I collect. I want to look at what I collect. So the artwork's got to be number 1. The second thing that I look for in a Kickstarter is the reward structure. I read fast, I pledge fast, and that I don't come back to the campaign. I'm not one of those guys who comes back for the special add-ons and the special releases and that kind of thing. I know there are a lot of people who love that, but for me, it's usually I pledge for what I want up front, and then I'll leave, and I wait for the cards to show up a few months later. That's my strategy. And the third reason that I back Kickstarter campaigns is really because of the credibility of the creator. I really want to know, based on how the campaign is structured, does the creator really know what they're doing? I will not back a campaign if it's a mess. An example would be too many add-ons. I've seen some campaigns with just add-ons that don't make sense. And just so many add-ons, I'm thinking to myself, there's no way they're going to be able to afford to create, to make all those add-ons based on the funding goals they've got. And so I just won't back the campaigns because of that. So those are really the 3 reasons: the artwork, the reward structure, and then the credibility of the creator.
Yeah, I think those are all valid points. And I think we're all going to touch on similar kind of keynotes. Chris Moyer, why don't you tell us your thoughts on these things?
Yeah, so I think very similarly, obviously the top one has to be the artistic merit of the deck. It has to be something cool, has to be something that's inspiring. Even if there's 50 ocean decks already out there, if you come with great artwork that's unique and stands out and just is top notch and has great design put into it, it is compelling to me. And so I'm constantly looking for that, even in a small creator that hasn't done something before. If they put out a deck that just like stands out in terms of the art and shows up as something really cool that just kind of, ticks that box for me, then, I'm going to look deeper for sure. The next thing I look for is unique or exclusive offerings. A lot of these decks are sometimes available after Kickstarter. So is there a reason for me to back it now and take that risk? Or is it something I'm going to be able to wait for? So I do love it when there's like a unique Kickstarter variant or a unique add-on or something cool that is Kickstarter exclusive. So I definitely am on the lookout for those. And then similarly to what Chris said, there are certain creators that I just want to support that constantly and consistently are using Kickstarter. So if it's someone who I've been collecting for quite some time and they're coming out on Kickstarter, I'm definitely going to be on the lookout to support them as well.
Yeah, I think all those points make sense. Jackson chimes in. He says, number 1, artwork. Number 2, reputation, which is an interesting aspect. It's not just about backing a creator that you want to help or you want to support, but it's also about what reputation they have within the community. And that speaks to the community connection, which is the third thing. And he says he's backed 180 projects. So yeah, they're always a lot of factors involved in why I back a Kickstarter campaign. Now, I've actually I am like a super backer. I have now backed 208 projects. Not all of them are playing cards campaigns, but you know, they are mostly Kickstarter campaigns at this point. And for me, first and foremost, I think the most important aspect, I think, when I look at a Kickstarter campaign is the history of the creator. What have they done? What have they been a part of? How have they helped shape and create, a community? I think that is a really important aspect, and I tend to gravitate towards creators that have done that. Lorenzo, Stockholm 17, Giovanni Moroni, even somebody like Riffle Playing Cards has done a lot, has worked with a lot of different designers, and they've done a really pretty good job and have been consistent with their projects. So I think that that's an important aspect. I think for me, the elegance of design is extremely important. Obviously, it's what attracts us to the cards more than anything. But I think it goes beyond just what the playing card deck looks like, and even beyond what the periphery artwork looks like. It's really about the design of the campaign, the campaign itself, the beauty of the way the campaign looks, the way the page is presented, the artwork on the page. So it's really a cohesive design elegance that speaks to me. Sometimes campaigns are very clear with delivering a unified kind of a visual language, and that's really important to me. And then the last thing is the campaign structure itself, and it's the hardest thing to get right as far as I'm concerned, which is having been a creator now on 4 projects and having gone through the process, it's figuring out how to best structure your campaign so that it meets the expectations of the people who are following and who are backing it. B, remains a profitable venture. You certainly don't want to lose money. And C, makes you proud. I think that's the most important thing in the end, that you can be proud of the project that you put out, and getting the campaign structure right is really critical. And we're going to talk a little bit about campaign structure in another segment, but I really do think that those things make a lot of make a lot of difference whether or not a campaign is successful or not. So yeah, great. Let us know in a comment below, you guys, what your top 3 reasons for backing a Kickstarter campaign are, and why. Let us know if you agree with what we had to say. I think it's an interesting topic for sure, and one that I'm sure we will constantly be revisiting. We're going to be shooting another Deal Me In episode. Episode number 3 will be happening on the 5th of February. Am I right, guys? 5th of February. 5th of February. Yep. We're going to do it at a little later at 8:30 p.m. So come by and join us and be a part of that, and we'll hope to see you there. I think we're going to be tackling some cool topics as well. We're actually going to be broaching a little bit into the subject of AI, which I think is a hot button controversial topic in the world of design. We're going to have some thoughts on that. In fact, if you have any ideas for topics, please leave them below. We'd love to read them. And we will catch you next time.